welcome. It is Fandom Power Presents back in Black Series. We are Phase 3 2016 exclusives part 2.
Part two.
Duh.
Dude.
And that's kind of going to be the running theme tonight. Dude, didn't we already do this one?
It is Sunday the 13th.
Is it?
As far as I know.
It is Sunday the 13th.
Is.
Did I change the notes?
Maybe.
What I think is funny, we were just talking pre-show, is that remember I had gotten ahead. I'm 4 weeks in advance,
Mm-hmm. And then the world
and that worked out. And then we got like returned to the Stone Age for a week.
Yep.
And that threw everything off. We're a week behind, and so Hank, you've now prepared for a show 1 week in the future.
Yeah, I've got all my figures pulled
for next week.
I'm not gonna pull them up, put them back on the shelf now. That's a lot of work.
This is leave them. They're good to go. This week's episode is going to be an interesting one. Oh, hey, there's a thing to talk about. Kay just wants to congratulate us for passing 600 subscribers. We did. We are now 601.
Right.
601. I didn't look again today, but I presume it's still 601.
Rapidly approaching the lucky 666.
What happens at 666?
I don't know. Somebody's got to win a prize.
Yeah, really.
A Motorhead album or something? I don't know.
That'd be cool. This week we're going to be seeing a lot of things. Well, not all, but we're going to see a few things we've already seen. And as I said, last week, that was because of my not looking far enough in advance, which I will attempt to curb for future shows, as there are still many years left of figures coming down the pipe. And still rolling. I presently have 3 in my Amazon cart. As my wife is saying, what do you want for our anniversary? I'm like, well, there's a few things that are happening right now, but I don't like doing that to her. Don't buy me toys for an anniversary. That doesn't seem very.
I have a couple in my cart. I don't want to do any pre-orders, but I have a couple pre-orders that I'm eyeing there. I'll be real mad if they go out of stock the day of. With Shizor being available, I'm like, yeah, that's in my cart. There's two Rebel Commandos. They're $27 right now. 27 Canadian. Yeah, that makes them almost free. I have a pair of them in my cart.
Are you going to Peterborough tomorrow?
Am I going to Peterborough tomorrow?
Yeah.
What's happening tomorrow?
I don't know, but there's Monday. A Shizor sitting on the shelf in Peterborough.
Oh.
Well. Okay, which means there's probably one in Lindsay.
Better leave now.
Maybe. I haven't been to Lindsay.
Okay. Well, I was in Lindsay the other day, the day that the mall got power back, which is kind of funny. Mm-hmm. This means nothing to folks who don't live near us, but the mall, our local shopping mall, used to be a Zellers store. That was the big anchor store for the mall. You go to Zellers, and then you go and wander the rest of the mall.
Yeah. When
Zellers left, it became a Target for a while, and the part of the store that used to be Zellers is now actually a huge dollar store, a Winners, and a gym.
Yep.
All 3 of those
within that footprint.
And that side of the building, all those businesses got their power back first, and the other half of the building was in the dark.
Nothing for them.
It was really weird. Anyway, I go back in the mall the day that they got the power, and the poor girl was by herself behind the counter, and Canpar was there, and he was on his second trip into the store.
No. Well,
there were stacks of boxes, and I didn't have the heart to hang around and say, anything from Hasbro? Open those up. I'll come see another time.
Hire me for the day. I work for free.
Want some help? I'll help you put these on the shelf.
Right. I will help you put these on the shelf.
Well, talking about what's on the shelf, let's get to tonight's. Oh, wait a second. Am I? Oh, good. I'm on the right screen. I'm like, was I mid slideshow, looking at something earlier? But no. These are now. I have one. No, I have 2 of these. No, it's not true. I have 5 of these.
5.
I have 5 of these.
I have 4. Yeah, I guess I have 4 of these.
One of them I just acquired recently.
One of those droids looks familiar.
Secondhand.
One of them I just won in an online auction a couple days ago.
Which one?
C3PO.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Yeah.
Nice.
I got R2, so I have to have 3PO.
Do you have the newer one, the bigger one?
Yep.
See, yeah, you know what? Even the smaller one, they still look cool together.
Of course, they're a duo.
They do. They do. So tonight it is the Rebels versus Imperials Rogue One 3-pack from Toys R Us. And sticking with Toys R Us for a minute, it's going to be also the Imperial Death Trooper. Sorry, what did I say? My mistake. Those three, the Imperial Death Trooper, Captain Cassian Andor, Sergeant Jyn Erso, all in the same pack. We've covered them before. Also from Toys R Us, the Astromech Droid 3-pack. That's R2A3, R5K6, and R2F2. Our Toys R Us Imperial Hover Tank Pilot, which I just recently acquired,
Nice.
and the Walgreens exclusive C-3PO, which we did get here in Canada, but I don't remember what retailer got him.
Mm,
It may have been GameStop, EB Games at the time.
could be.
I don't remember, but I do know
Mm.
what.
Imperial Shock Trooper.
Oh yeah, Imperial Shock Trooper, from Walmart, which is weird because he would have been a gaming greats for sure here in Canada.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, it might have been a gaming grades. All of the Walmart exclusive stuff, like I rarely see it at Walmart here in Canada.
This would have been a precursor to the later Gaming Greats versions, though, right? Because it's just for Battlefront 1.
Potentially, yeah. I guess we're early enough. Have we really hit the video game stuff yet?
Not
No, I
a
guess
lot
we
of
really
it.
haven't, have we?
No.
That might be the first video game bigger.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I think it might be.
A little more, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get to the actual figures at hand here?
Sure.
Let's talk about these ones.
Hey, look, Death Trooper. We've seen him before. He was my vote for the Jack Porkins the first time around. God, I love this figure.
Well, he's a evil looking trooper. Like, I'd not want to see him coming at me.
No, man. They were very, very intimidating in Andor. Anybody watched? Sorry, not Andor. In Rogue One. Anybody watched Rogue One recently?
Not recently, but I intend to before the next season.
Yeah, like relatively recently. Yeah.
I saw there's a season 1 Andor recap on Disney Plus right
Yes.
now. I don't know how long that is. I might check that out. But my God, these are some of the first. These actually are the first troopers you see in the movie. In Rogue One when Krennic's shuttle lands to go and collect Galen. And man, they were just so
Imposing.
yeah, I mean, talking about action figures, and I mean, we can, as I stare up at my all black action figures without paint can be cool. This is proof positive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I always thought this was like where Project Necromancer was heading.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, just even Death Trooper, that's the name. And then you can see they're clearly, you know, we all have our own theories about how Crosshair kind of
Was the template.
leads into this, but just they're taller, they're a little lither,
slighter, yeah.
And they all speak that crazy, you know, encoded language, whether they're speaking, you know,
with that weird electronic
encryption,
modulation,
like some encryption, yeah.
It's almost like you almost think maybe they're like cybernetic because it's almost like a droid language.
Could be. Or they could just be like enhanced like a Lobot or something.
Like a couple of AIs.
Yeah, totally. Man, I love this figure. And even in 2025, I still love this figure. And even though, you know, we've got visible pins in the joints, I don't care about that stuff.
I'd like to see an Andor redux of this, and I mean, a little couple butterfly shoulders, some floppy shoulders, a little more articulation, and it'd be relevant. It wouldn't be like you know, maybe pop a new gun on it.
There's this is sort of an aside, but Andy, have you been checking the Facebook marketplace around our area recently?
I have not.
Somebody in Skoogog, so like close, is selling 3 loose Death Troopers, 3 boxed Death Troopers, 3 archive Death Troopers, and 2 credit collection Death Troopers.
Oh, Jesus.
So somebody is a Death Trooper fan more than I am.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
One to rock, one to stock, and triplicate.
Seriously.
So you almost have to pretend like this is the first time we've all graded these figures, right? So I'm just trying to put myself in the mindset of this is the first time I've seen this figure.
I don't know. Maybe you feel different this week than you did.
I can't remember my previous score, but
neither can I, and I think that's part of what makes this kind of fun.
This is a 4. This is a 4 for me, and it could be a 5 with today's articulation.
I feel like part of what makes this one super cool is the E11 variant, and I don't even know what this one's called. I'd have to look this one up, but man, like that's one thing that Rogue One did really well is given these new trooper variants like the Death Trooper and the Shore Trooper new variations of that classic rifle. And dare I say, between this one and the Shore Trooper version, like they're so nice.
Yeah, both my Death Troopers rifles are bent. I gotta do a little love with some heat gun and some ice water.
Yeah. For me, like I said, even in 2025, I think this is just a killer figure. You know, the all black, it does create a presence. And yeah, stormtroopers, a legion of stormtroopers in white is intimidating. A single death trooper is scary as.
Yeah, especially you played Outlaws.
Yeah.
Really challenging, and these scale nicely with the McFarlane DC figures, the 7-inch.
Oh, because they're just a
Just
little
a
bit
little bit
taller.
bigger than everybody else on the
Yeah.
battlefield. So
That's funny.
Mm.
I'm with you. This one is a 4 out of 5 for me. We got 2 accessories that are film accurate as far as I'm concerned, and a new trooper type that is just so badass.
Hmm.
4 out of 5 for me. 4 out of 5 what though? What are we using tonight?
oh yeah, what's our scale?
We are getting close to Andor. We are just 2-3 weeks away. Maybe something Andor related, I guess.
Rebel intelligence officers.
Yeah, yeah.
Stolen Imperial funds. Liberated Imperial
Four
funds.
4 stolen Death Star plans out of 5. I don't know.
There you go.
Whatever you want to use, I guess. Pick one.
I don't
Andy, you pick one.
All right. I am giving this 3.75
Woo.
Imperial Finance Transports.
Oh,
nice.
nice. I don't know if I'm going to remember that one. I will do my best. All right. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, we're going to stick with a Rogue One for a minute, and we're going to look at another figure we've already seen, and it is Captain Cassian Andor, whom I love this
Put a bag over his head, will you?
Well, yeah, I have. I don't know if I can reach. Maybe I can. Give me a second. I'm going to take
put a
a
helmet
second.
on?
Like they darkened up the goatee on him.
Well, I may have contributed to that when I was messing with the photo.
From his back, though, he looks like a nice combination of Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
Looks like, what if Nick Cage were super sad?
This is getting ahead of ourselves, but
maybe.
Oh, what am I doing here? Put my ears back on.
Sad Nick Cage.
It could be derpy Robert Downey Jr.
That would work too, or his, his.
It's drunk Tony Stark.
Yes. Or a drunk Tony Stark impersonator.
I'll you 4,000.
I'm getting ahead of myself here by doing this, but I just to talk about how good these figures really are. And this figure, I got the reissue one with the face print on it. And I just want to put this up here so we can take a look at what this figure is meant to look like. Because remember, this is the same sculpt, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, like, it's got the shiny face, which we know is sort of, par for the course with the Star Wars figures. But I mean, like, that's what it could look like with some good paint on it. So, I mean, that figure, even as kind of derpy as it does look,
in hand, though, it looks a whole lot better.
Yeah, well, but again, this is the face print one, so it is slightly
advantage.
Different. But same sculpt. Same sculpt. And I mean, that blaster. Oh. I mean, what is there to say that I haven't said about that blaster other than, I mean, now you can see it the way it, like I said, it's the M4
attachment pieces.
The M4/M16 base weapon with the larger barrel and then the telescoping stock on the back to go from pistol to rifle.
I think I've mentioned this to you before, but I sort of always loved what I thought was, whether it was intentional or not, was a nod to Battlestar Galactica with his colors in this getup.
You've never mentioned that before.
Really?
But now that you're saying it
feels like a strong nod to Battlestar Galactica for me.
I have to agree with you on that. And now I'm like, wait a minute.
As a secondary, if you could get a Bill Pullman head, you could get a Lone Star out of that.
Oh
Really
yeah, totally could. Yeah.
Lone Star.
Oh, he's giving Starbuck pretty hard there.
Battlestar Galactica doesn't get enough love. Thank you for bringing that up. As I stare at my Battlestar stuff. I love this figure. I love it a lot. I was so upset that this figure was not the one that got released single carded, and eventually it did. But the first time around, this should not have been a multi-pack figure. This should have been, because this is Cassian for like 50% of the movie.
Yeah.
You know,
as opposed to his snow rain jacket.
well, the blue parka, they make Jyn Urso Edu an exclusive and give her a terrain piece. They should have done the same thing with Cassian. The same, like you had the Kylo Ray thing with Starkiller Base. Give Cassian in the blue parka an exclusive with another piece of terrain so that he and Jyn could form a larger diorama. That would have made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only time he wears that stupid blue parka is on Edu in the rain. So anyway, enough complaining about that. I am influenced by the one that I have in hand, but even this figure, as derpalicious as it is, in 2025 with all of your exposed. Well, actually, he doesn't. He's got pinless elbows. He's got the pinless elbows. That's okay. I mean, the pants look. The whole thing looks good. He's a 3.5 Imperial credit transports out of 5. Did I get it right?
Yep. I'm gonna give him a 3. I like him, but that Death Trooper still stands above him.
What happens when we cover the faceprint one down the road?
Oh, then I'm sure he'll get a bump.
It's far better. It's far better, bigger face printed.
Yeah,
he's a 3.5 for me. ICTs.
Oh, I like that. That's easier to remember. Thank you. Thank you for making the brain less hurt. Less ow in the brain. Okay, let's go on. Let's move on to the last one here from this 3-pack. It's what, the third, fourth time we've looked at her? 3, 4 times.
I'm still a big fan of this figure.
I do. I like the figure. I like the character. As far as action figures go, she looks like a very cool action figure.
Yeah.
This is the one that I have. I just have the plain old. I never bought her again to get the face print, although if I found her on the secondary market for the right price, I would.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, she looks good. Let's solo you for that for a second here. Solo Hank mode. Oh yeah. Why is she looking up? She looks like she's like staring at
she's rolling her eyes at Disney.
She might be.
Wow.
She's looking to the stars for her father. You rotten bastards. It's a good look. Like, it's a nice. If you're gonna cosplay as like a random Star Wars character,
yeah,
that's, you know what I mean. Like,
that's not
a hard one to pull off.
No, like it's. But even if there was no such character as Jyn Erso, and you threw a vest on and the pants tucked into the boots and the color scheme, everything feels very Star Wars about this outfit. And I know that's credit to the costume designers and stuff, but it translates really well.
I mean,
to an action figure, and I really do like the. This is one place where soft goods, you might go with a hybrid so that the tails are complete soft goods, but this is one place where the molding really works with the headdress.
Yeah, it does.
And she's meatier than all the other female characters around her, and I keep saying that. I don't know why. Like, we're gonna get into Sabine Wren next week if I can stomach it, but I don't know why their legs are so spindly. She's not like that. She's much better. She's a little shorter, so she's a little thicker than some of the other female characters too. But it works. It works better. Like,
looking Star Warsian, and you'd mentioned it earlier about
that pistol too.
Well, not the pistol. The pistol as well, but Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws.
Yes,
I mean Kay Voss.
Yeah,
some of her outfits look very, very much like this.
Yeah, it's kind of what. Yeah, if I'm not going for Han Solo, I'm kind of going for this.
Yeah,
yeah.
I quite like this one. I do like the pistol as well. She's the same for me. This is I like this one better than the Edu version. I don't care for all that stuff. It's a scene specific look.
Mhm.
This is her for like most of the movie, so to me, this is the one that I want.
I
And
would love I would love the poncho for both looks.
yeah,
If
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
threw this into a, I mean, there's no excuse, Hasbro. Let's get
I
real.
mean, could
Why you
you?
couldn't have the hat, the goggles, and the poncho with this character?
You could nick the poncho from Luke or Leia from the Endor Heroes set and try to kind of make a thing.
I've never tried to pop Cassian's hat on her either. From the Edu figure of him. I should do that.
Hmm.
I should.
Oh, the hood. The
Yeah,
hood on the poncho.
Cassian's because he's wearing like the
That's right.
rebel.
He does have that.
It's
I
kind of like the
forgot about
Hoth
that.
hat with the
Yeah,
goggles
you're
on
right.
the
You're right.
brim, right?
That might actually work. All right, we'll have to try that one.
It's on K2 right now.
3.5 for me.
Yeah,
3.5.
agreed.
3 for me.
3 for you. All right, let's get to something new that we haven't talked about yet.
Yay.
And yet, in a way, we kind of have, because there is a bit of reuse here. But we are talking about the Toys R Us exclusive Imperial hover tank pilot. Wait, I got one.
Everyone has one but me.
I have one. I do have one. I got one here.
Well, while you're
Cover my
showing him
eyes.
off, I'm gonna
There we
rip this guy out of the box.
There we go. Oh, that's more fun. Yeah, tear into yours.
Okay, I won't spotlight you then.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. This one had some paint scuff on the gloves when I got it, so I hit him with the black Sharpie this week to try and darken that up, and it looks
Oh,
good.
yeah?
Here, let's do that.
Oh wow,
That's a good one.
he didn't want to come out.
That's
It's got that little Toys
little
R Us.
R seal.
The little seal, yeah.
That was before they went out of business too.
You kind of want to hang on to that in some sense, thinking how they're maybe swirling the drain here in Canada.
Yeah, once again, the business model of doubling your prices compared to everybody else can't be working. I guess.
It's probably
They
working.
packed the crap out of this figure. Okay.
No mint box.
I'm always so gentle. Not this time.
All right, we got a boot out. 2 boots.
You're acquired.
Figure acquired.
It's really nice.
I do like him. But essentially, we are looking at the Shore Trooper with a different helmet.
He's got some nice stuff. He's got a nice crunch.
Yeah.
And some really good head movement for the, the weirdness of
For
his
a helmeted head,
Mhm.
for the type of helmet that it is.
And the arms, I mean, they don't go all the way up, but they have a nice ball. So the
that's
shoulder
all right.
pivot's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And I mean, you get pretty far. So those things are important to me. Like they lend.
For posability and whatnot.
Exactly.
This is before we started putting the shoulder pieces on that like separate ring that pivots with the shoulder.
That's right.
But
so that is still a solid shoulder, but it does tuck under the armor better than some of them.
I just did that. I'm looking at it right now. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Do you get a bent knee out of the box?
No.
I got he's got rickets in one leg. There's a word you don't hear very often.
Rickets.
Rickets and Morty.
Like he's got rickets in one leg.
Rickety cricket.
Yeah.
So as 2 adult men just play with their toys instead of reviewing them.
This one came with the standard E11 blaster.
Did you get a blaster with yours? Yeah.
I do have a blaster. Yeah, I'll find it.
No paint app on this blaster, unfortunately.
No.
Oh, there is.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. Oh, I did it
tiny
again.
bit.
There we go.
I can't see.
I lost hearing in one ear, but it's back.
Well, that's good.
It does. It does have a paint app.
Mine doesn't have a silver.
Oh, mine does.
Shot there.
Mine does. That's strange.
Weird.
Okay, maybe I haven't mixed. Maybe it's mixed matched. I did buy mine loose, so it could be mixed matched or mismatched. Like I said, we are. Oh, should I grab grab a short trooper just to compare?
Completely up to you.
Let's do that. I'll do that.
All right.
Pretty much the same. Nope, no cat, please no. Thank you, buddy. Good
I do
boy.
have to wonder about the painting on the face mask, though. What is going on there that he's getting that much dirt and debris around his ventilators?
Well, so I don't have it with me. I put it in the other room. So he drives the tank, right? So he's a quarter out of the tank.
Oh, okay. So he'd be
Oh.
constantly getting dust in the face from the guy driving in front.
Yeah. He's like riding at least one of them was riding the turret, like up on the top. Holds his weapon really nicely, actually.
I mean,
I don't know if that's the short trooper body or not. Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah,
yeah, I guess it fully is.
I'm gonna take the
we got a
pistol.
comparison here.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the pistol. I'm gonna take the rifle out of his hands and put him in a neutral pose.
That's kind of really.
Now, have a look here.
Yeah.
Tank driver.
Yes.
Short trooper.
Oh wow! You have that dull colored short trooper too.
Yeah, that's the regular one, just the trooper, not the trooper commander.
Oh yeah, because mine are like almost brown.
And then we have like same pants, same boots, same belt.
A little bit extra paint app on the other one.
There we go.
Yep.
So yeah, we are definitely looking at the same figure. But again, new helmet. So
zero.
That qualifies. It's a new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
they've already archived him, and there's zero differences in the archive.
No, I know. Yeah. Which I find it's kind of funny that he gets an archive release. Was he that hard to find?
No, I mean so a lot of times
Oh, I guess so.
Archives are good for army building for me if I didn't catch them, but I caught this guy in the first.
The first go around.
Must have been at Toys R Us, like obviously.
So. I was in the same boat. Like, I mean, mind you, there was a time in my life, in my collector life, that because Toys R Us is not like, hey, it's around the corner, I can just go whenever I want. I would purposely build day trips around going to Toys R Us because it would be like driving to Barrie or Oshawa, Toronto. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So that's what I would do to get my Toys R Us fix. So I probably bought it. If I'm being honest, I probably bought it in Barrie.
If it's one of those things, if you saw it on the shelf, it'd be in your hand before you even looked at the price.
This one for sure it was.
Yeah,
for sure it was. And I mean, collectively, we liked the Shore Trooper a lot. So no surprise that this.
It's my favorite trooper design, other than the original.
I like it because it just seems more. I hate using the word realistic when we're talking about the franchise built around space wizards and laser swords, but the lightly armored lower body lends itself to being considerably more maneuverable than a standard stormtrooper, but yet not really sacrificing a lot of protection where it counts, which is your vital center of mass. Yeah. So I like this design. My God, these are just bugging the crap out of me tonight. I don't know why. Sorry about that. Monitors are not monitoring the way they should. I think it's my cord, actually. Sorry about that. I like this figure a lot, and even though he's got a giant visible the thigh cut, which is very, very visible, I'm okay with that. It looks great on the shelf, and I think he's got the pivot, the wrist pivot for the pistol, the hand.
Yeah, it holds it really nice, actually.
That is always a plus for me on any action figure. He's a four ICPs.
Yeah.
Is that what we call them? Oh, ICTs.
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 4.5 for me. I think he's really nice.
What?
I'll give him a 4.
Nice. Essentially Shore Trooper with new hat. So, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shore Trooper with new hat. Let's move on. Talking about reuse, no greater example on tonight's list than perhaps this next one, because not only are you getting the oh, I didn't put in a main slide for this. Why did I not put in a main slide for this?
That's okay.
Well, you can see. Um, we're getting a droid 3-pack, and it is essentially the same droid 3 times.
Red R2?
Yeah. R2A3, which, and this is true of all of them. 2 of them are repaints of the R2D2 mold. One is a repaint of the R5D4 mold, which in itself is a reuse of the R2D2 body with a new head. So it's R2D2 times 3.
Nice.
I took the liberty of attaching the droid's counterpart. So
Oh, very good.
if you don't know who R2A3 is, he was in fact Wedge Antilles' droid at the Battle of Yavin.
Hmm.
This one came with all of the accessories that the original release R2 came with, which is kind of nice because subsequent releases of these droids kind of played willy-nilly with a lot of this stuff. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you didn't, depending on which one you bought.
Yeah.
And he looks cool. I mean,
does he come with the Luke Skywalker saber hole?
Well, the funny thing is, no, he doesn't.
Okay.
But the removable panel for the periscope. So I guess you could technically stick a lightsaber in that. Yeah. Is that the same panel that opened in Jedi?
I'm not sure.
It may have been. I'd have to go back and look at it. I don't really remember. So anybody remember what you guys thought of R5D4 or R2 when we saw them?
I think I rated them pretty highly just because of
yeah, I mean they were
droid
the
love.
only droids we had at the time.
The one thing about this one that differs from the new that new larger mold, the third leg in these droids is telescopic in the sense that you got to wind the head.
I have a.
You wind the head to wind down the third leg.
I
Whereas
can't
the new
recall
one,
this guy's name off the top. He's from that. I mean, we're
oh,
gonna
yeah,
get
yeah.
there
The
soon.
green, is it the green one?
He's green, yeah.
The green one. Let's.
He is a member of Red Squadron, but I cannot get the head to turn, and therefore
to get the leg down
to extend. I
Turn
feel
it
like
the
I'm
other
gonna
way.
snap it.
Turn it the other way.
It
won't go either way.
dude. No.
Wow.
I've taken an X-Acto knife around it in case it was painted shut. She is sealed in there tight.
I could
And
hear
even the foot. Oops, I dropped a panel. The foot articulation works really well inside it.
Yeah.
Just always been that glitch with that figure.
It's just never come down.
Yeah. Oh.
That feels like a bit of a letdown.
Maybe
A bit.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't sit as pretty as the rest of them on the shelf there. But
No. Okay.
And I don't know exactly whose droid he is, but Blue Leader from Rogue One has him because they're both dressed in green for now.
Gaz has shown up. He says, "Hey, that droid's got a bad motivator."
I just blew it.
Trade it in, Uncle Owen.
This one survived.
Yeah.
Wedge got hit and got knocked out of the battle. You're no good back there. Get clear. And so he did.
Doesn't he move forward as a character like in the Rogue Squadron novel?
Gosh, I'd have to go back and have a look at those books to see if there's a name drop.
Was he not name dropped in the racing episode of those weird Elseworld tales?
Oh, I don't know.
The Wedge Antilles
maybe
race thing.
Maybe
it was one of those weird ones where like all different animation studios took a stab
the
at
claymation one,
yes.
the Wallace and Gromit one.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites from that season, by the way. I don't know if he was or not. He might have been. All right, R2A3. Well, I know we're going to get to the end of this and kind of collectively grade the package, but like R2A3. By the way, this is a 2016, and Wedge Antilles doesn't come out for a few more years.
Oops.
So if you had this droid, you're waiting to get his owner.
Yeah, I mean I really like that. I didn't know this was available, and it probably cost me like Andy you said $120 to get them. But because Wedge is currently on my shelf with a random R5 droid,
yeah,
who belongs to another member of of Red Squadron, not Wedge, Might even be Porkins' droid. I don't know. I'd have to double check. But so I like they score higher for me if you can match them up like that.
Yeah, I
That's
feel like,
that's pretty sweet.
and that would be the natural thing to do. You've got
Mhm.
Wedge, you put this droid with Wedge. Where else would it go on the shelf?
Yeah.
I mean, it's in terms of like action figure photography, 6 droids in a shot is going to be, there's a lot of cool things you can do with a
Yeah.
squadron full of droids. So the more the merrier.
I
I've
mean, you
always
could.
been pretty partial to that KT droid they did for that young lady that died of cancer. The
Oh yeah, yeah, R2KT.
pink R2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the pink one.
yeah. So I mean, it's any. This is a place where a reuse doesn't bother me so much because
When they're
it's
rolling them
in
off the
Galaxy
factory, right?
reuse. It's
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
in continuity reuse, realistically.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
That being said, we'll move on to the next one. This next one, I believe,
And
if
yes,
I look
guys, that
ahead.
is Wedges.
Yes, it is Wedge. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll have to go and just look at it anyway. There we go. This one, R5K6. R5K6. Let me look at my notes here. R5K6. This one belongs to Garvin Drace, also known as Red Leader
Oh,
at the Battle of Yavin.
Now, in hand,
that droid is no longer
around
with us.
around the neck,
No.
those are little holographic sticker.
Yeah,
images,
but that is we'll
they
see it.
really catch the light nicely.
We'll see it later. They're on R5 as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, at least on the old one. Yeah, the GameStop exclusive one. So here we are again, same body with the R5 D4 head, and something about the red and the black on red. I guess it's black on red, not red on black, is it?
Well, he's base red
Black on red.
because his panels are blacks.
Yeah. This color scheme works for me.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice.
I don't know why, but it really works. I almost originally actually thought this before I knew. I actually thought this droid was Imperial. Just looking at it.
Well, droids are neither Imperial nor rebellion. They just work for their masters.
Gaz says, little known fact, Porkins R2 unit had a custom cooler / fridge installed.
Versatile droids.
That's funny. Again, all the same accessories that we got with R2D2 / R5D4, including the peel off. Those are the thrusters. So if you want to have this one fly, which we never see happen until the prequel trilogy.
Kind of weird they would include the same dome panels, though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the
but
R2
that's
unit is like rounded. Where
no, you're right. But they are there. They are there. Did I reuse that? Maybe I just errantly reused that. I have to go and check the. What am I doing here?
I don't know.
Maybe I just reused the wrong image. I might have. I might have.
No, I don't think so, because you got the red blaster or the red blaster panels. Whereas the other ones were.
They're black. They are black. So I have missed. I used the wrong ones. Yeah, my mistake.
Fair enough.
So let's just ignore that for a minute.
Okay.
What do you think of R5K6?
I like them. I like the look, like the color scheme.
I do too.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
I like the hollows as well. They look pretty cool. Did we give a score to the other one? We didn't. No, we didn't. We just moved right on.
We're
all right, we'll save it for the end.
Right?
We'll save it for the end.
Oh, Gaz got a comment though.
I like that R5K6 looks like an X-Wing pilot. Follow up.
Kind of weird if they changed him to like jumpsuit orange.
Oh yeah, with the white. That would be kind of neat. Do you think that this droid is related to Chopper?
Maybe.
Well, I believe Chopper is an astromech droid. They've never really named his model number though.
No, his model number is he's a CH.
Oh, CH. Yeah.
Totally different, but yes, much the same. But I think he's more Starship Repair than astromech. You know what I mean, like a utility droid rather than a
even. Oh, you mean Chopper?
Droid. Chopper. Yeah.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Even 3PO refers to R2D2 as a mechanic. All right, let's get on with the last one here. Another one.
Whoa.
Another one that we're still waiting for the companion figure for. This is R2F2, and this one is Biggs Darklighters. astromech.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Also
still
no
waiting
longer
for my
with us.
Biggs figure. I want a Biggs. I want the whole squadron. I'm not gonna lie. I even want
Yeah.
Porkins.
Yeah.
Did you get the leg to go down on that?
I mean, we need a Porkins. I have Porkins' R5 droid right here, R5D8. That is Porkins. And
My
he's
gosh, not a lot.
With the shiny.
Not a
he's
lot of
just
difference
missing the
between him
blue
and
highlights.
R5D4. Yeah,
He's just missing the blue highlights.
Yep.
But that is Porkins. He's no longer with us too. Well, maybe he survived when Porkins crashed on the surface.
Well, yeah, didn't he land?
Man and his droid.
That's right. He pulled out of it at the last second, landed, got a
He can
burger.
give the award. He can give the award this week.
R2F2 belonging to Biggs Darklighter. Again, a reuse of the R2D2 body and all of the accessories.
If you didn't know that, like, I would mistake him easily for an Imperial droid.
Because he's all black.
Just for the color scheme.
Yeah.
It's hard, like Gaz's last comment. It's really hard to top R2 in terms of like originality, and the first droid I kind of fell in love with in terms of, science fiction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I tend to agree. Like, I think Chopper is up there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Murderbot. R2F2 or Ninja F2.
R2D2 in stealth mode.
Now he looks like when they spray paint Chopper to look like a bad guy. This gray, dark gray or black droid looks like a.
There's that scene in A New Hope, or it might have been Jedi. It's one of the Death Stars. Might even be when they're getting on or off the turbo lift.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a black astromech rolls
There's a black
by.
and silver astromech.
Yeah,
You're 100% correct. Yeah.
Was it a reuse of this one? I don't know. Maybe.
But like they say in Last Jedi, right? Like,
yeah,
Imperial Rebellion doesn't matter. It's the manufacturers that are selling to both.
Oh yeah.
So everybody,
absolutely.
the same droid makers.
This would be Industrial Automaton.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you wanted to know. Okay, now we've had a look at all three of them as a set. Where are we at?
As a set, I like it. I like adding more droids. It populates your world.
Where was this an exclusive from?
This is
Toys R Us again, wasn't it?
Yeah, this
Toys
was
R Us again.
I can go back and double check that, but
yeah, Toys R Us.
Yeah, Toys R Us.
I never saw this live. I got the other one I got on Amazon was the Amazon exclusive. These are awesome, especially when you can pair them up with the pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny.
3.5, if not a 4 for me. I like to be able to do that. This makes me want more pilots.
I would rate them higher if we had the other two pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
If you're listening, you want reissue packs, put a pilot and a droid.
Yeah.
Well, that's a multi-pack that I would buy if I didn't have, and I don't.
If you're gonna do Porkins, you're gonna have to do a mold. You're gonna have to make a mold, you sons of bitches.
So what's gonna happen? Yeah. No, they'll wait till they get Carson Teva and they'll use his. They're both overweight guys, right? So, or bigger guys. I shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say overweight. Bigger fellows.
I think Porkins wins in an eating contest there, though.
You're probably right. But now the question is, if they do that, you know what's going to happen? They will use the new mold. So they will be bigger, and they will not be to scale if you only had the original R2 and R5.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, I mean, right now, it's okay. Like, I have both versions of R2 and R4, the big and the small, but they are far enough apart on the shelf that you don't notice. You don't notice, but I mean, if I start getting pilots all lined up with their droids,
might notice.
That might be a problem.
No, it's a thing. They side by each, they look like
I know, man. Like, it's just
they might be father and son rather than And you can see the blue on him is like the only difference. Like, there's such a subtle amount of blue.
Well, so talk about hold them back up again, Hank. Sure. Because you can really, like Andy was saying, the hollows on R5, like on Porkins, are like looks like sticker application, whereas on the larger one looks like paint, and it's definitely been dulled down.
Yeah.
So that's too bad. Silver. That's really too bad. I'd be inclined to stick some aluminum foil on.
But it's a good thing we didn't get the 6-inch scaled X-wing and now have a droid slot that doesn't fit the new scale. Can we call that a blessing?
Yeah. But you could get the hero, the hero scale one. Mm-hmm. The hero scale X-wing does have a droid socket.
Oh, nice.
So I'm curious to know.
which version
Would
old.
would a Black Series astromech fit in that hole?
Maybe.
I don't know. All right. Now all three of them. What'd you say, Hank? You were giving it
3.5, 4.
Yeah, Andy, where are you at?
As a set, I'm giving it 4.
Because they're all droids that these are very specific. These are battle specific. But I mean, it's probably like top 3 most important battles in Star Wars.
Sure,
Plus
easy.
the accessories, and you're not limited to just posing them as one version. Like if you want this guy to have his accessories out, or the next guy, or mix and swap, and
as any one of these droids is a 3+. But as a pack, as a multi-pack, oh my gosh, we're talking like it's a 4 out of 5 for me, if not even a little bit higher, just because of who they belong to.
Do we know what the original price point on this
That's
was?
what I was just about to ask. We have a sense of the secondary market, but do we know
what's funny is I didn't put pricing on these
for?
ones. Again, I was thinking I was all ahead of myself. This, if it's anything like last week, this is probably 45 or 55 probably at the time. Yeah.
I know the Amazon exclusive I just saw on eBay while I was looking up whose droids were what is 125.
Oh dear.
So we're the ballpark. You're almost spending 250 if you want 6 astromech droids that appeared in the Battle of Yavin.
That's a lot.
One of them's a dirty R2. Is actually that's how I have an R2.
Oh really?
It's
it's R2 redone again.
It's the end scene R2.
Oh, after he's been
without
shot.
without all the wires sticking out of his head.
Oh, see now, that's what I would want. He's
pretty heavily weathered and.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's got the goop on.
Lost R2 again. And then I actually have one that's even more weathered than that, but he's on a card back, which is the Dagobah R2. And he's like
fell in the swamp.
Oh, for
he's muddy from the hips down. Yeah.
Was that in the Empire card?
It's in the Empire 40th anniversary.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So when this was released, it was $54.99.
$54.99. I kind of wondered if it was that. Gaz says, I'd give it a 3 as well. If they had Porkins droid in the set, it would have gotten a 5. I'm still alive. Beep, whistle, bloop, beep.
That's in the Amazon exclusive set.
I just had to. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Andy, did you weigh in on this?
Maybe, but I'm going with 4 again. 4 Imperial credit transports.
We get a Biggs and a red leader. I'll be over the moon.
Oh man.
But then I'll have to track these down at some point.
Did they not do like a 5-pack of the squadron in vintage?
In 3 3/4 they did. Yeah, did the squadron pack.
They
did a couple of them.
Scale those up and do a little bit of retooling and away.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of them are easy. Like it's just a head sculpt, Biggs head sculpt.
Well, that's just the thing. Like the pardon me,
leader head sculpt.
The Wedge Antilles action figure is the Luke pilot body with a new head.
Right.
Like there's no difference. And there probably should be, but there isn't.
That's okay.
Where are we going next? We are going to we're going to Walmart. That's where we're going.
The Empire.
Oh, sorry. Here's the comparison shot, and I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at all of them together, so you can see, R2D2 and R5D4, the basis for.
There's a micro illusion there with the way that the background cuts red to black.
Oh yeah,
and tonally the red and the white makes R5K6 look bigger than R5D4.
Slightly. I tried to scale everything as close as I could, but I mean, camera angles and stuff made it.
He might start a little higher. Actually, he might.
Oh, maybe
a tiny bit.
But either way, that's a cool set of droids to be having.
That's fantastic.
I do like them. And they look good, like a whole squadron of droids.
Yeah.
I want to recreate that scene from the Naboo the Royal Naboo cruiser. Now you can.
Yep.
Get out there.
Or the scene from Clone Wars where they're all helping Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. You could totally do that. Okay, now we're going to Walmart.
All right.
It is our Star Wars Battlefront Imperial Shock Trooper, and this one would have been at a regular price point, so it's still $19.99. And look, it is the regular old Stormtrooper.
I hate that body so much.
New paint, yeah.
But I'm a sucker for that that paint job. That's
I
my
don't
problem.
have this figure in my
No, me neither.
collection. I don't know if this got a retooling or not. The photo makes it look like the legs are okay, but
This
I don't
just
know.
feels like and I know it's not, but it feels like the natural evolution of the Coruscant Guard.
Mm,
Yeah.
Which would
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
cool to have the
mixing of the two.
501st turned into these guys and still be part of Vader's squad kind of deal. You know what I
It's
mean?
funny though having the 501st being white and blue
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and not maintaining that into the
moving
Imperial
forward.
era.
Yeah.
Sean says that's a cool looking figure. I
Until
like
you
it.
try to stand him up with his rubber leg.
Give him a crutch.
Well, that one gun's pretty long. You know, it might work.
Oh, that's true.
The
That's true.
secondary weapon is really nice on this, I have to admit.
That's the gun that was it IG-88 has that.
Yeah.
Dengar has a version of that, I think. No, Dengar has a different one. Dengar's
Snow
got the other
Trooper?
one.
No, that's more of
Yep,
a.
Snowtrooper's got that one.
Yep,
You are correct.
He's right here.
You
Yeah.
are correct.
I had a completely unrelated thought.
What's that?
Did the Ewoks ever run into Dengar?
Into Dengar.
Dengar Ewoks.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. I like the paint scheme on this. I mean, I played Battlefront. I wasn't a huge Battlefront fan, only because, I'm getting fragged by a 10-year-old every time I play it. So it makes it really frustrating.
Yeah. The first few months of that game were crazy.
It's,
You get better after a while, but
when they have, this is a game that I would love a solid campaign mode, kind of like Republic Commando. Republic Commando was a great standalone, had a great story, cool campaign, and you could still go online and play it. But yeah, this is essentially the standard Stormtrooper with a paint scheme, a new paint scheme, and an extra gun.
Points for the box art. It's pretty cool.
Is it enough between the box art and the paint scheme to bump the score on this one and the extra blaster?
I don't know if it's going to bump the score, but the paint scheme itself, you're going to want him, just as like a standout version from the rest of your.
Is this the first colored, and I mean splashes of color on a Stormtrooper that we've gotten so far?
No, we've had a couple
had
of
the blue
shoulder
one.
pauldrons.
Oh, that's true. Well, those are sand troopers.
Yeah.
But like standard Stormtrooper, no extra kibble on the body.
Do we have the blue one yet? No,
No.
not yet. It might be, like I said, it might be the first Gaming Greats figure too.
Before Gaming Greats was a thing.
Before it was a thing.
And it's the standard Stormtrooper body because the peg hole's there for the backpack for the
it has the holster, which is removed on the new Stormtrooper.
Yeah. Why they've done away with that, I don't know.
Strange to me.
I don't know.
So I'm torn, right? Because so a Stormtrooper of any renown gets a 4 from me.
Yeah.
But then the old molds, that docks him down to a 3. But then the exclusivity of the paint job brings him back up to a 4. And that rifle, I mean, I've got a couple of them, but I like to have a little bit of variation in my weaponry.
Yep.
Man, that leg though, I'm gonna stick at a 4. If his leg wasn't so derpy, he'd be a 4.5. I love my Stormtroopers a lot.
3.5 for me.
3.5. I'm with you, Hank, on this one. Like as an action figure, it's pretty awesome. I do think it's a 4, but it's not one that I'm married to. Again, this would be a Legends character now. I don't think that this version was brought forward in any capacity, but
if I saw this on the shelf for $20 today, I'd snap it up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you on that for sure. For sure, I would. For ICTs,
Really credit transports.
out of 5. All right, that brings us to the final figure of the night, and this one I made sure that we save this one for last because I feel that this warrants the most discussion.
This one is probably the most overdue.
That and therein lies the issue. It is regular C3PO
with silver leg.
Yeah, so we got and there's the red arm comparison shot there for you just to see the two of them together. But like, why is regular C3PO so late in the cast of characters when we got Han, Luke, Leia, and Chewie all between phases 1 and 2, and R2 for that matter.
I mean, this is also New Hope specific
with the silver leg.
with the
Mhm.
silver leg.
Yeah.
So we have bookends here, unless we get the naked version from Phantom Menace, I guess.
And they did that in 3 3/4.
They have
And
yeah,
they
they
oh yeah, they
several
did.
times, absolutely. Um,
One, why wait this long?
it's
Two, why
completely
make it a
ridiculous for me.
fucking exclusive?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
everybody's gonna need them.
yeah.
The red is not the red is just a comparison shot. We're not looking at that one. It's the silver leg version that we're looking at tonight. So you're good there.
Unless he's still talking about the trooper, because it had.
Oh,
I
maybe.
think he
Oh,
is
too much
talking
on the
about
helmet.
trooper.
On the
Oh,
helmet. Sorry,
yeah.
you are talking about that.
Red on the shins. Yeah.
Shins. I'm like arm.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not even seeing correctly tonight.
I still want my friggin' Chrome three PO. I know
Yes.
we have the tech.
We can
It's crazy to me that this came out after the other 3PO,
Hmm.
that
and
just
and
blows me away.
and almost like so soon after that they realized their friggin' mistake.
Yeah.
But then they double down on it and make it exclusive. I still don't own this figure. The only 3PO I own is the stupid one from the last sequel movie, and his eyes turn red when it gets cold in my apartment. I hate it.
You can
I
still
hate
find the Amazon
it.
one, I think. If you look hard enough, you can still I think the
the
Amazon
the
one is
break
still
apart
yeah,
one.
the breakaway one.
Mm.
What bothers me is maybe I'm being too hard because it is 2025 and this is a 2016 figure, is that body is so bad. It's awful. The articulation on this is trashy.
It still doesn't have the pivoting arm,
Nope. No,
the
later
telescoping arm thing.
versions of this droid body, they put
Yeah,
a slot in the arm, so that the piston can actually travel up
yeah.
and
That's
down the
that's the
arm.
only good thing I can say about the Rise of Skywalker
It
version
has
of
that.
3PO. It does
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, yeah. I know Anthony Daniels made a point of, like, of perfecting that look, and it's
Very
as much
stiff.
him as it is the limitations of the suit, that's the way that he chose to characterize 3PO, but at the same time, like, that's way exaggerated even for 3PO.
Hmm. Still,
That being said, it is a must-have.
it is.
It's an absolute must-have.
Yeah. If you're gonna complete your original New Hope cast of heroes.
Well, and you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Hasn't gotten a reissue.
No.
Hasn't gotten a reissue since, well, ever.
Huh.
Ever. 'Cause I wouldn't include the breakaway one as being a although I guess technically,
Well,
if you
yeah,
didn't
but
have one,
it's
you
not so much
could.
a reissue because it's got brand new action features. It's like
No, you're right. You're
Night
right.
Tech Batman, where
You're
it's
right.
not the original, right?
I mean, I would love there to be a definitive so that we just have his, let's say, his Empire look where
Yeah.
he's uniformly chrome and and golden
Yeah, yeah.
and no weird colored limbs like film specific limbs. If you want to do this, what I would take is a deluxe C3PO with the ability to take his armor off and have him be the Phantom Menace
To be
3PO
both of them.
with a silver spare leg, with a red arm, spare red arm, and then that there's a high degree of playability in a single
Mix and
figure,
match. Mix and
and then
match.
you could probably get your 49.99 fucking price point
Throw in
now.
so put the red eyes in, put the
Right?
red-eyed version in there, put in a bandolier and a bowcaster, and we can
Yeah,
get C3PX,
Mm.
yeah,
because then we can do all the things with the thing, right?
that's right.
That would be kind of fun. I have this figure. I like this figure. Do I want more from him? Yes. He's got zero ankle articulation, nothing virtually nothing at the wrist, virtually nothing at the head. Like, for what it is, it approximates, what how C3PO moved on screen, and that's okay, but it's just okay.
Hmm.
Like, it's just okay. It's
There is room for improvement.
as the only, I mean, unless you took the red armed one and repainted it,
Mm.
this is your only option in the Black Series.
Yeah,
So you're either going to an import figure if you want something better that's in this scale, or you have this one. And again, like I said with Obi-Wan last week, old Ben, here's another one that is long overdue for a retooling, if you ask me.
how cold is it in my apartment? Oh, his eyes
Oh yeah,
are
that's
red.
cool. Yeah, they are red. They are very red.
Yeah,
Oh, I like the oh, he might have different.
The guts.
Yeah. The wiring might be different on that.
He does have a little ankle articulation, not a lot, but a little.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gold or he's still pretty matte.
He's got a different set of hands on him.
Yeah, because he comes with Chewie's bowcaster.
That's
so
right.
He can actually
new hands.
He has a gun hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea. As I say that, I don't like the idea of having to buy an import figure to have a cool figure. But
what you got? What do you got there?
That's the first version, the Mafex Din Djarin.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, I'm not above it. What is going on here? I'm back. Okay, yeah. My God, this cord is just driving me nuts.
What are we rating him?
What are we rating C-3PO? Wow, good question. Because he's the only one. I mean, I had the red arm version. I got rid of it. So to me, this is the only one that exists. And even in 2016, it was just okay. So I mean, God,
I wish I could remember what I rated the red one, because this guy's too higher than that. Unless I rated him a 3 and this isn't a 5. So
no, yeah.
I don't know.
This is a 3.
It's a 3 for me.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
I think a 2025 reissue of this has to do so much better. It really has to do so much better.
It should come with the golden rod.
Like the trading card.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I have that somewhere.
All right, it brings us to that time of the show, the time where we talk about the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery. It's awarded to the best overall figure of each episode. The inscription on the medal reads Non Mentum Lorem, or No Chin Strap, because like the Duke John Wayne, Porkins knew chin straps are for sissies. This week, not a lot of response in the social media world. Oh, I just blew it away. Sorry, it's there. I'll just leave it up.
In case you didn't know.
There wasn't a lot of voting this week, so I'm proud to say that my vote, I voted everywhere, and I actually influenced the vote this week. So,
excellent.
Yeah. Congratulations, Imperial Hover Tank Pilot, with over 90% of the votes this week. You repulsored over the competition.
You don't even have to register to vote in our thing. You just have to
drop your vote.
Get out there.
Vote early, that being said, and no surprise, we loved the Shore Troopers so much. I wasn't surprised that this one took the medal as well.
No.
All right, let's take a look ahead at next week's and then remind everybody that you too can vote. Next week, we are looking at, we're getting on, this is going to be phase 3, waves 9 and 10. 9 and 10. And oh my gosh, I don't think there's a figure on there, well, except for Obi-Wan. Everything is new. New for us, for purposes of the show. It's number 30, Princess Leia. Number 31, the AT-AT driver. Or maybe, depending on where you bought it, you might have got box art, the packaging that said AT-AT pilot. It is the same figure. Number 32, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Number 33, the derpiest Sabine Wren of all time.
Grr.
Number 34, Darth Revan. Another gaming great before there were gaming greats, I suppose. Number 35, the Snow Trooper. 36, Chirrut Imwe. And 37, Baze Malbus. And that rounds out our Rogue One cast until they do the Rogue One cast again and release the Bodhi Rook.
Bodhi Rook, yeah.
That's going to be next week. Remember, you can vote. And this slide will be live sometime tonight. As I didn't get a chance to put this one up, but it'll be live tonight. So if you don't see it tonight, you have all of this coming week to vote on who you think the best figure in next week's show is, and come back next Sunday and check out who the winner is going to be of the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery. It's one vote per person per social media platform, and all the platforms that we post on are there on the side. Although I will say this, I noticed that I cannot read the comments on Threads.
Really?
Yeah, so I can see that there's a comment there. I can't read it. I don't know what the problem is with that. But if you vote on all of them, I'll be sure to collect the ones that I can. That's all I got to say about that.
Excellent.
Something to troubleshoot this week.
Yeah, man. Let's see what do you got. Gas, chalk another one up for the Imperials. Woo!
Starting to pull even with the first order there. They were doing quite
Seriously,
well.
seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man, good show tonight. I apologize. I mentally have sort of been elsewhere tonight for other reasons, but that's okay.
All good, man.
I will be back in true form next week, and then the week after that, I really got to be switched on because it's go time as we get
Oh
back to
boy.
Fandor,
Mhm.
and I am so excited. The marketing machine has been, I think, well crafted on this one. They've given me enough to pull me in, but they haven't overdone it.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, we know where we're going, but we still don't know just exactly how we're going to get there.
Andy, in our group chat, you had posted the other day
We finally got the run
the
times.
run times for each episode, and I did the math. And week one, and this was like I did like you could easily like trim off 7 minutes for titles and credits.
Yeah.
So 21 minutes off of the three episodes. We're still looking at just over 2 hours of footage to
Yeah, it's
cover in week one.
no.
It's a movie a week.
And not a short one either.
No, so still trying to figure out how we're going to present this. I don't know if we're going to do three streams in a row, or if we just take up. I'm debating changing up my writing style to do like, here's the plot summary, blah, 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 done. Let's talk about the little details that we all saw.
I think
Mhm.
that might be the best. If and unless people are free to tell us in the comments and the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
what they like, but um, I don't know, especially something so dialogue heavy
Mm.
that
yeah,
if we started going
yeah.
line for line
And you
and
know what? You know
because
my writing style. You know that I like more is better, right? Like
we've
I love
easily
doing
taken
that.
an hour long episode of something and turned it into 2.5
Three
hours of
three hour
fiasco.
stream.
We kept
So like
taking like a
3 hours
22-minute.
becomes six, and
That's a good point.
We took a 22-minute Ewok and turned it into like an hour and a half,
Hour and a
2
half.
hours.
so it could easily go. So if we're a little more pithy, I think the audience would understand, and
Yeah, yeah.
it just might serve our mental health to at the same
True.
time. Yeah,
True.
we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes,
so
though.
I
We
I
might
think
get
for
three
the
different styles, which is going to be
that's
unique
true, that is
per
true.
week.
So I guess the short version for the 3 of us is, brevity, guys, brevity. Get everything in, but do it quickly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
All right, that's gonna be a lot of fun, but we still got one more episode of Back in Black series. That's gonna
that's
be
right.
next week, Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Andy, are we back for random this week?
I'm pretty sure we are.
Okay, so we'll come and see us on Tuesday night for some random fandom.
Mhm.
Awesome.
We'll be here with all of our silly little games and jokes and things that we like
Yep.
to do here. And
Excellent.
yeah, anything that anybody would like to wrap up with before we say goodnight?
No, man, these are always great. I'm
Yep.
looking forward to Andor, but I'm sort of sad that we're gonna
Have to
take a
put this
hiatus
down
on
for a
this.
bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if Andor was once a week, I would consider doing
A second.
a second show, but
Yeah, yeah,
I guess
yeah.
a third show for some of us
That's right. Yeah.
who aren't so lazy as me. But um, there's just no way. So I guess it'll be something like Christmas. Like it's like
Yeah.
we're opening presents every week for a month, and then we get to jump back into toys.
Do we know what time of day that they're putting these out? Because I know like Daredevil had like for us, it's
It's
been
like
at
9
9 in the
o'clock.
Eastern time
I
zone.
I believe it's the same. I think it's 6 p.m. Pacific.
Pacific.
So
So I gotta watch a 2-hour movie starting at 9 every week.
my problem is that I'm
I
even an hour ahead of you. So
so
or
you're
about,
watching them at
yeah,
10.
I'll
You're
be finished at 1 o'clock in the morning, ostensibly.
for me, it's a case of
We're
like
not going to skip we're going to watch the credits. We're going to watch,
my
we're not going to
yeah,
skip the recaps and the first.
my
Yeah.
writing style just lends itself to I need as much time as possible to put my show notes together. So I
Hmm.
have to watch them the night they come out. I can't afford to watch it and take 2 hours out of my day and then write that day. If I'm gonna write, I need to get up and start writing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you don't have to write every line, Wes. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'm the same.
okay.
I'm the same way. Also, I'll just get on a thing of dialogue then, and how important the dialogue is, and then I'll even find myself drowning in the way they deliver the
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah.
I found myself doing that a lot with Skeleton Crew, like just gushing on the acting, and you've got to kind of make a note of that and keep the wheels moving because
Yeah. They did they acted so cool in this scene, and
Right.
here's why. I hear you though. I definitely hear you on that one. I'm looking forward to it. As always, more to come here from us here at Fandom Power. So do keep it locked in and stay with us as we come back with another one. But I guess that's it for tonight.
I think so.
Amen.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with us. And if you haven't already, do head over, subscribe. Don't forget, check out all the socials. That's where the Jack Porkins vote's going to be. It'll be the final slide that we showed tonight. It will be on those platforms, so you can take a look at those figures and put your vote in. One comment per platform, per person. Closing next Saturday at noon Eastern. All right, everybody. As always, and I like to remind you, whatever your thing is, you know what it is, because we all got one. I got 45 things.
One or
Yeah,
two.
yes. I have too many to name.
But whatever your thing is, I want you to always fan on. And remember, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Hank.
And we will see you all on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.